Did y'all see Jasmine Crockett with her message to the Republicans?
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us. You guys are the real MVP. So lovelies, I came across these stitches on my For You, and I thought to share where people are reacting to the fact that Jasmine Cricket actually sent a very strong message to the Republicans that got these Republicans hiding their faces. Lovelies, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together, because with this Epstein file, going on, there is something that these folks are not spitting out. But trust Jasmine. I'm not going to roll it. Leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright, lovelies, like this video, subscribe if you're yet to do this, and let's dive into it.
Speaking of hypocrisy, I do want to point out, since we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, because we couldn't talk about Epstein before. If y'all recall, we were gone for about 2 months because we couldn't talk about Jeffrey Epstein. And now everybody wants to act as if they want to have like a real honest conversation about the victims and the survivors and everybody else. Where was this conversation a long time ago? And I know that y'all love to go back and say that Joe Biden didn't do it. You know, Joe Biden is blamed for everything. Joe Biden didn't do anything and it was Joe Biden's fault. And why wasn't Joe Biden? Joe Biden didn't campaign on it. I just want to be clear. If y'all can run me the tape, then run me the tape. But you know, when you campaign and you go out and you make a promise, then we evaluate whether or not you actually meet your promises. So listen, this was rope that y'all decided to hang yourselves with because the president campaigned on the Epstein files while we were campaigning on things such as affordability. We were campaigning on the things that now people are complaining about, right? Because of the tariffs and the fact that you guys won't say anything until the president, hey, sir, tariffs are taxes. We as Republicans, we usually don't like taxes. And guess what? That's going to make everything unaffordable. So now he's going to be our big savior and he is going to reduce the price of foods because he is the guy that actually increased the price of foods. So listen, if you can have this honest conversation about Epstein now, let's just go ahead with this lame duck president and be honest about everything that the American people care about. They care about affordability. They care about the fact that literally people are starving in this country because we have 42 million people. And I don't remember any one of you during that almost 2-month break deciding to go on faux news or any other news outlet and say, you know what, it is wrong to have 42 million people that are relying on $6 a day to eat. And we have the money because somehow our president was able to find under the couch cushion, the one that JD wasn't sitting on, under the couch cushion, he was able to find 40, how much did he find to send to Argentina? 40, there we go. 40 billion to send to Argentina. But those emergency funds, he couldn't find them emergency funds so that Americans could eat. So listen, if y'all are going to be honest and talk about Epstein right now, let's be honest about everything that is causing y'all to lose real bad. Did y'all see the election results on November 4th? It didn't go very well. So let's just start having honest conversations so that hopefully some of y'all in some of these tight seats, maybe y'all can get reelected and we can just work together.
Did y'all see Jasmine Crockett with her message to the Republicans?
Speaking of hypocrisy, I do want to point out, since we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, because we couldn't talk about Epstein before. If y'all recall, we were gone for about 2 months because we couldn't talk about Jeffrey Epstein. And now everybody wants to act as if they want to have like a real honest conversation about the victims and the survivors and everybody else. Where was this conversation a long time ago?
Where was it? Where was this conversation? Why all of a sudden is everybody ready to release the files? Folks saying they ready to release them files because they done scrubbed all the Republicans and your orange president up out them bitches. Allegedly. Miss Crockett wasn't finished though. She then went in on some make it make sense.
to have 42 million people that are relying on $6 a day to eat, and we have the money because somehow our president was able to find under the couch cushion, the one that JD wasn't sitting on, under the couch cushion, he was able to find 40, how much did he find to send to Argentina? 40, there we go. 40 billion to send to Argentina. But those emergency funds, he couldn't find them emergency funds so that Americans could eat.
40 what? 40 billion. Right.
So I've seen a lot of stupid shit about Jasmine Crockett, okay? People really like to rip into her, and it's really frustrating as someone that is literally her constituent. I live in District 30 in Texas. But right now, people are ripping apart her finances. And what is really grinding my gears is people coming at her about her security. Jasmine Crockett gets death threats all the time. She's paying for her own security. And I want to tell you a little bit about a smidge of what that is like. The only time I've gotten a mass flood of death threats is when I talked about Jasmine Crockett. I'm not Jasmine Crockett, and I got a flood of death threats from it. Pam Bondi, our fucking attorney general, was coming after Jasmine Crockett and saying that she was going to come after her for some reason. I can't even remember, but this was months ago. And I came on this app extremely pissed off because the United States Attorney General was threatening my representative. I was upset about it, and I came on this app talking about it. I got so many death threats because of that video. I ended up having to private it because of the amount of shit I was getting. And these were racialized death threats. People talking about lynching me. People talking about essaying me over me talking about Jasmine Crockett. Could you imagine what she's getting herself? Just imagine that. So forgive me if I don't give a fuck about her spending money on security. And I don't want to hear nobody else say some shit about that shit either. And I know it's primarily the right, but I've seen one or two people on the left say something, and let me tell you something. I don't fucking play about Jasmine Crockett, okay? So shut that shit down. And this ain't on some parasocial shit. I'm tired of seeing y'all talk to and deal with black women like we ain't human. It is really getting to me, and I need y'all to shut that shit down, okay? Thank you.
You know, another reason I think those things in those files are true about him? Hold on. Another cup here. Is that one trait of people like him? An abusive person? He hates women. He hates women. You can tell how he talked to that reporter, how he talked to reporter April Ryan through the years. Remember the debate with Hillary, how you tried to loom over her, intimidate her? All the nasty things he says about Hillary, about Kamala, about Jasmine Crockett. He hates women. And so it goes hand in hand that abusive men like that take out their anger on women and underage girls. So I just think that we have seen his personality, his public personality, and that mirrors the personality that people who study these things say are aligned with abusive people. That's who I think he is.
Duo of Jasmine Crockett and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Stay with me on this because our girl Jasmine over here is reaching across the aisle to help out a fellow congresswoman also facing threats from Trump and the right wing for standing up for what she believes in, and rightfully calling out faux news over there to equally cover the situation as they should. Fair and balanced, right? And all of this comes after Marjorie Taylor Greene posted that she's being contacted by private security firms with warnings regarding her personal safety and the threats being made against her because she is standing up against Trump, calling for the release of the JE files. Again, Jasmine Crockett standing up for a fellow female Congress member. And as she said, right here, Marjorie Taylor Greene, as a woman, I take threats from men seriously. Well, duh, we have to. Girl, this is why we always choose the bear. And she goes on to mention now that she has just a small understanding of the fear and pressure the women who are the survivors of Mr. E and his cabal must feel. I'm glad you're able to acknowledge this is a small part of that. That's great. I love growth for you, Marjorie. That is wonderful. And I hope you do take up our girl Jasmine's offer. Phone a friend, girl. I truly believe that Jasmine Crockett is a girl's girl. No matter if you are a Democrat or Republican, if you are a female politician, especially in the same legislative body, she is going to come and stand by you, okay? I truly believe that. So Marge, phone a friend. call her. I would personally love to see the outcome of that. I don't know about anybody else.
Marjorie needs security now. Private security firms have been contacting her about the various threats that she has been receiving on her life as of late. And while that is unfortunate, it is also quite comedic because Republicans just finished, actually haven't finished, are actually still complaining about Jasmine Crockett spending $75,000 on hotels and security. And to be clear, this is congressionally approved funding. Jasmine Crockett did exactly what she was supposed to do. She was being threatened by loonies, and so she got congressionally approved funds to pay for her security. Now, that's important because now that Marjorie needs security, I suspect that they're going to say that all of the threats against her are legitimate, unlike the exaggerated claims that Jasmine has been making. And, mind you, these threats are coming from inside of their house. These are Trump supporters who are angry because Marjorie had the audacity to say something against Big Chunky. And this is comical because she needs security. Baby, Democrats have been hating Marjorie for years. Years. She has never once felt that the threats or that there was a fear or a need for her to have security, but she has spent all of damn 72 hours battling with Big Chunky. And now that girl needs some security. I mean to tell you, honey, if there is violence, if there's political violence happening, we all know precisely who is the predominant committer of said crimes. They are the predominant people committing political violence, committing sex trafficking, committing incest and rape. And you don't need to take my word for it. Like Tebow telling y'all, baby, Tebow loves Jesus. If you don't trust me, and I love Jesus, but I know I'm brown. So if you don't trust me, baby, trust Tebow. Yeah.
The Epstein files have been scrubbed, y'all. Come on, let's think about this. Ever since the felon in chief took office, he and the Republicans have been vehemently against releasing the Epstein files, even to the point where we have endured the longest federal government shutdown in history. Now, all of a sudden, the felon in chief says, go ahead and release the files. And Congress votes to release them with the Republicans in control of both houses. Come on, y'all. They've been scrubbing those files. And when they are released, it is going to implicate the political enemies of the Republicans and the Democrats, so that the Republicans can say, see, but we all know that's a lie, because if that were the case, as soon as the felon in chief took office, they would have released those files. They have been scrubbed, names have been redacted, and I know that there are those of us who want to celebrate the release of the files. Those files have been heavily edited, redacted, and scrubbed. And even if all the files were released, those predators won't be held accountable at all. And the reason I know that is because the Republicans' base have been okay with the files not being released, even though they say otherwise. Even though they're online making a big show of burning their red hats and all of their MAGA paraphernalia and attire, they don't care. Because again, I keep saying, if they really cared about the Epstein files being released, we would have had a repeat of January 6th long before now. And that has not happened, nor is it going to happen. Black Americans, what we need to do is just continue to stay the course with our economic boycotts. That's it. Because all of this is political theater at its highest. But it all comes down to it.
So Trump signed the bill to release the Epstein files. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. Them files are about to be more doctored than a JLo song. They are. There's no way that he would sign to release those files as is. Because he's in them. He's in them. He's absolutely in them. So there's no way that he would sign that bill unless he knew that he would be safe in the releasing of the files. Whatever they release, I will never believe that they're the full files, that they're real, that they're not doctored, that things haven't been redacted. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. And also, like, they have 30 days to release the files. What are you going to do in those 30 days? What have you done in the time that you've had since? Because let's not forget, Trump could have released the files. There didn't need to be a vote. They didn't have to vote. He could have released them if he wanted to, and he didn't. So what are you doing with those files? Yeah, no. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't trust it, but I'm just asking you to use your brain and use critical thinking. Assuming you have that.
That's seriously lovely. When I actually stitch something like this yesterday, I was even asking the same question, like, why did you actually take these people long? Like, why did it take them this long to finally come to the terms of, oh, they have agreed, they've passed a bill to actually release these Epstein files. And the thing is that, you know, when someone like Jasmine decided to, to stand up and speak up, it actually makes so many people uncomfortable. You know, I know that this lady has actually received a lot of backlash, but the thing is that she's actually doing what she feels that is right. She's actually speaking up. Why is it that it's actually took them this long time? Why did it take them this whole time if there is nothing on the net going on? If there is no any form of background thing going on, then all of a sudden everybody was like, okay, let's release it. Okay, like, so what happened? What happened before? So why all of a sudden right about now? You know, most of these elites have something going on up their sleeves, and I believe that one or two, or even surprisingly, the person you never expected might be there will shock you, and you find out that the person whom you have actually have a very big respect for is on the said list. It's on the said list. This was the list that was supposed to be the first thing to do once Orange Man take over the office. Because I believe that majority of the MAGA supporters who claim that they voted the way at which they voted because of this said list. I have seen so many MAGA supporters claiming that they actually voted for Orange Man and for him to actually release this said list. Then when the time comes, the same people who are clamoring and advocating and actually voted for Orange Man to release this Epstein are now backing down. There is somebody I actually stitched a video, I think it's about 2 days ago, and this man is a mega supporter. And in his own time, he was like, even though these guys ended up doing what everyone is suspecting them to do, even though these PDFs people did what they did, what is wrong with that? Can you imagine? Can you imagine that question? What is wrong with that? That he says nothing wrong with that. And these are the people whom so many people looks up as as a leader. If you can't feel protected with someone who has sworn to protect you, what makes you think that an ordinary individual will protect you? if someone or this elite have been given a pass to do whatsoever they want and get away with it, what makes you think that an ordinary person won't do the same thing and get away with it? And somebody just so bold to speak on live TV, claiming that there is nothing wrong if these guys are found guilty of this kind of act. That is to tell you the kind of society we are. That is to tell you how men, I won't say all of them, there are still very responsible ones out there. There are still very, very responsible ones out there. I'm not dispute that far, but the level of PDF people is so alarming. And the thing is that they have gotten so much support for people or from people like them. There are so many things going on that when I go to comment sections and see the way at which some men are leaving commentaries, I weep for the next generation. I weep. Like mothers, parents, fathers, if there are still reasonable ones, I think it's high time you have to really protect your kids, protect your younger ones, teach them what they need to know, teach them how to protect themselves, teach them how to see act like this not to be a normal thing, because these guys are trying to blend this thing and make it normal. They are pushing, they're even using AI to do some kind of propaganda. I'm now seeing so many stitches where people are like, oh, the pictures that is being circulated all over the social platform is AI generated. Anyway, love listener, just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. Like, and I will see you, love you, till I upload the next one. Me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please do not forget that we do not, support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video, subscribe, leave a thought, and I will see you, love you, till I upload the next one.